Hello everyone, good afternoon. This is my breakdown video before I start doing my block ins and block outs. So I'm basically going to break down this video. Why do I have updates on my screen here? Get rid of that. Alright, yeah, so basically I'm going to break this down before I start the animation process. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to scrub through this. And first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Marcus Lucas. Um, sorry. Let me go ahead and get this started here. Awkward.
You're like a 9-year-old trying to rebuild a motorbike in his bedroom, and you never read the instructions.
I always read the instructions.
Alright, so basically, how do I... There we go. So I'll start the animation with like the pose already, sitting just facing the camera, I suppose. So that will be my holding pose. Is just already facing towards you, but not really like staring directly at you, breaking the fourth wall kind of thing. I'm not making Deadpool. So that'll be my holding, and then I'll start my in betweens. So this will be the next pose. Already having the emotion and expression. My hands coming up, so I'll have like that pose, and then the in between would be, grab this, like probably just like right there, yeah, right there. Sorry, so yeah, right about here with the mouth closed, eyes closed. That's my in between pose. So it's kind of like, I guess, knocking out two birds with one stone. Like, it's my in between, but also I'm already doing the blinking motion. I already have the mouth closed in order to start doing the motion of speech and lip sync. And then the mouth comes open, then the eyes that follow, the head movement. So this will be all my transitions. And right about probably somewhere in here, I'll probably do my next holding pose. My block in pose. That'll probably be my next one. And then another transition like right about here, because the hands are already starting to come up. Yeah, I've watched this about 10 times and I still can't make up my mind on where I'm gonna place each pose. I'm not that great of an actor, so having to do this. Let's see. Yeah, right here probably be the next holding pose. The middle will be right about there. The hands are doggone, I lost it. So the hands already like at the half motion before it comes up to about this area. Same thing as before. My face is already in a position for me to like start doing the motions for speech, the facial movement, eye movement, head motion. So my head is still kind of in the center with a slight, I don't know if you can really count that as contrapposto. If not, I don't know, I'm kind of just sitting here, so I don't know if my neck would count as that. I don't know. I guess. Yeah, I can say that. Yeah. But so the neck already kind of in the motion of my head following in a sense. uh I'm weird. What do you want from me? So yeah, my neck was already, shoulders already moving in that direction. Shoulders, neck, head, hand movement. And then my in between will probably be, so my hand was here, this will probably be my next pose. So the in between, well, there's three good stopping poses right there, holding poses. So right there's a good holding pose. Right here is a good holding pose. I do an up and down motion with my hands. So there, and there. Kind of like I'm making an S with my hand. And this would be a good stopping pose. Mouth already in half position for the speech. Eyes already in the motion of blinking. Shoulders moving, head moving. So that's a good stop pose. And as my hand starts to come down, that'll be my in between. And right before it starts coming up, that'll be my another hold. Then it'll come back up, my in between, hold, then some motion blur. So it's kind of hard for me to see. So my hand starts to close while coming down. So probably this will be my in betweens, and this will probably be like just there, mouth in that position, eyes. The next holding pose and the in betweens will be this motion in right here as I come down, shoulders relax, head relax. Um, I'll probably I'll stay right here, next holding pose. Hands start coming up, holding pose. Right now. Perfect face for that. Great face. So yeah, right about here, the eyes, the mouth. Like I like to kind of like already have things in place as I do my animations. I mean, every animator is different on how they want to approach things. I like to kind of already have some motions already in place. So like the blinking and the mouth already starting to do a certain motion. The hands already in certain motion. So if I can knock out two birds in one stone and have my holding pose as well as something that shows expression, and then I do the in betweens leading to that, um, or from certain pose into the next pose. That's that I tend to find that slightly easier. You know, I know some people they would do. Uh, I have a friend that actually previously took this class, and he would set his to where he already has the action, and then his in betweens would be like, I don't know. It's kind of weird how he explained it to me, but I like to have things already set. So this right here is a great holding pose to me, and already in motion, and then I can just hold it there, and then my in betweens would be, if I can grab this, would be continuing to go through. So my in between, it's my hands right before my hands close, like right about there. I'll probably make a fist, and that looks like my pointer finger is out. So, um, yeah. So I would have my hands in a certain position. It's motion blurred, so I can't really tell you how I have my hands, but I will try to translate that as accurately as possible once I do my actual animation. I'm sorry, my voice is kind of strapped. Um, yeah, right about here, I would do my next holding pose, my in betweens. So the motions in between from here to there, and then yeah, probably here actually. I like this better. My hand already kind of open, and then my in betweens would be my hands motioning up. Stop there, hold pose, in betweens, and then yeah, hold pose, in betweens until about here. Yeah, I'm gonna do a hold pose right there. Duck face, kind of, eyes closed, are in a position to pronounce something. You know, on most occasions we look kind of weird if we're in the middle of pronouncing something. If you ever stop the movie at a really awkward spot, you'll see certain actors with a really weird face. Um, this will probably be that moment. I will stop it right about there for my next hold pose. Only because the way I have my hands here, if I can, there we go away, go away. Okay, just gonna stay up, I suppose. Can I move this? Yes, I can. There we go. All right. So the way my hands are right here, I tend to really like this because I ball the fist and I bring the hand around. That's a good holding pose, as well as I can kind of relax the shoulders to add more to the gesture. See, I kind of have an armrest on this, so on my chair, so I have my arms propped up. But the animated character, in a sense, will either be standing or sitting, and when you bring your hands together, your shoulders tend to kind of relax a bit, unless you're getting ready to fight, and then you slam your fist to your palm, and you just like bring your shoulders up like you're tense. But in this case, the character is not tense, so the shoulder's going to be a little bit more relaxed, but adding a little bit more flair to the expression at the same time, um, to get the point across, with the duck face. So that'll be my next holding pose, and then start to motion it a little bit. Yeah, Miami Tweens. Next holding pose will be just before, right about here. And then my in between will be when I start to motion the face. So I already see how I'm gonna do that. So I would probably grab here the controls, the facial controls that would be here. Start to motion that and position it. Close the eyes. Um, Hands still there, but so I'm not really stuck in a certain pose. I'm still gonna kind of like move this slightly because we're not statues, so we're not like human beings don't exactly sit still. There's always some type of movement. So even when I shake my head, like you can't really. I mean, you start to see it here with my wrist, but like kind of see this hand move a bit, and I'm gonna try to translate that as best as I possibly can. Um, then position the mouth, the eyes, and then start to shake the head, and then the wrist starts moving, hands release, and then that you know right about there would probably be, yeah, here would be the end of it, because this at this point now I'm just like, all right, I'm done with the audio, and now you know I'm finished. Like this last little piece isn't really part of it. So right about here would probably be the end of it. So my holding poses, if I go back, my holding poses would be like the arc or the peak of most of my expressions, and they all kind of have my eyes closed and my mouth starting to move into the position of pronouncing something. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it. My headspace in this potential particular clip, um, it's funny as I'm a terrible actor, but I also love to be very animated. So I I talk in an English or a British accent at work a lot just to annoy people, just to joke around. So I kind of like do this anyways, or I add like an anime character, But this I will I'll try to translate this as best as possibly can. This is what I am pursuing, of course. It's a lifelong dream to be an animator. So I'm gonna try to make this my bread and butter for sure. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Move my mouse. Where's my mouse? I lost it. There it is.